Hey guys, it's VS once again. The MP5 is kind of a harder gun to use, but it's the one I'm using here in this game. I don't remember too much about this game at all because it's like a couple months old, but I do remember and know that it's kind of a little more defensive, I guess. I was trying to run around a lot. I wasn't like sitting in a corner or anything. When I picked up the M.O.A.B, you'll see it's really campy, but that was just like the one last kill for that. But this game is rather old, and for those of you who like watched some of my videos before, you know that the majority of my videos aren't necessarily fast-paced and rush right in there and go crazy. I've been working on that, but my internet, it seems like since the last patch or something, it just hasn't been as good in Modern Warfare 3. So it's a little bit hard to run around on. I don't remember the last time I've had host in a game, so yeah, you know, they're not as good as I think they could be if I had better internet. Actually, I think this M.O.A.B was back from when I 3-barred constantly, and you know, so that was before I even really had good internet anyway. And you kind of gotta play a little more defensive, I guess, when you're a millisecond behind everybody else. But what I'd like to talk about today is I figured I'd just take a commentary and talk about myself a little bit more. And you know, hobbies are kind of what I had on my mind today. Just some different things I like doing besides the obvious of Call of Duty and video games in general. And I'll give you a little bit of a background on my video game background, I guess, a backstory. And so I'll start off with that, and then I'll kind of move on to some of my other hobbies. But you know, I've been playing video games since I was like 7 or 8. I remember my grandma and grandpa used to have a Super Nintendo, and we'd play that a whole bunch. Yoshi's Island, Super Mario RPG, which is actually one of the game that I'm doing a playthrough on right now. Yoshi's Island, then the old Mario's, of course, you know, Super Mario World, all those old great games for the Super Nintendo. And then I can barely remember when they brought the N64 home, and or not home, but to their house, and had like Donkey Kong 64. So you know, we grew up on, me and my brother. When I say we, that's who I mean. My brother and I. We grew up on the 64 and the Super Nintendo, and we just played it all the time. My parents didn't really like video games too much, and we actually didn't get an Xbox until my older brother's 16th birthday. But you know, before that, we kept, like, I remember we'd asked to borrow the gaming systems from my grandma and grandpa, the Super Nintendo and the 64, and you know, we'd keep them for a couple months, and then my parents would get kind of sick of them and have us take them back. And then a couple months later, we'd figure out a way to get them back over to our house, and that cycle repeated a lot until like even our grandparents ended up getting an Xbox, which my grandma won in a drawing, which is kind of funny. But we'd always used to borrow that, and we ended up getting a 360 for my older brother's birthday, like I mentioned before, and that's like the first time we actually had our own system. And since then, I've gotten like a Wii and stuff. Well, I guess I shouldn't say. We used to have handheld games that we had, you know, that were actually ours that we didn't have to borrow. But we used to have like the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color and all that stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, the Xbox 360 is the first console we've had that we could actually keep at our house constantly. And like, we started off with, I think, Halo 3, and eventually moved on to Gears of War, and then you know, it's just something in that order. Gears of War 2, and then Halo 3, I think, and then our cousin, he said he was getting like Modern Warfare 2, and we didn't know anything about Call of Duty really before that. And so we ended up getting it for our Christmas that year, and since then, that's how I kind of got started in Modern Warfare and Call of Duty, I guess, in general, really. We started on that. I still wasn't a die-hard Call of Duty, I don't know, fan, I guess, like I am now. I didn't play it too much. That and Gears of War was was the two games that we played the most, though. Gears of War 2 and Modern Warfare 2. Black Ops, even, I wasn't too into Call of Duty during Black Ops. I played it more than any other game, but I wasn't really afraid to play other games, you know, when I get sick of Call of Duty, which I kind of, with Modern Warfare 3, if I'm frustrated, unless I actually sit there and think about it a second, I probably won't move on to a new game. I'll just keep playing this and get more upset. And but yeah, you know, Modern Warfare 3 was the first Call of Duty I actually got into and played a lot, and played like hardcore. Back in Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, I played really campy, I think. You know, I was just one of those noobs that most of the people on YouTube don't like now, especially on Modern Warfare 2. I remember I'd be sitting on like a map or on that building in Karachi, and just waiting for my pred missile, waiting for people to run by to get my pred missile. I remember I used to be so happy when I got an AC-130, and it's like, it's not even like that now when I get a MOAB or something like that. It just, it's weird, but yeah. On Modern Warfare 3, when I first started watching commentators, specifically NY Boost, who doesn't post too much anymore, unfortunately, but he's kind of a smaller channel, but he asked me to check out his channel, you know, and I kind of knew him a little bit before that, so I checked it out, and I kind of got hooked on watching his commentaries and stuff, and I slowly moved on to other people's commentaries like Sarcasm and Thunderstruck, 402 Thunder, you know, and watching them, I kind of realized that, you know, if you play a little bit more fast-paced and rushy, then you can do a little bit better. So I tried some of that stuff myself, and slowly broke out of that sitting in the corner camping, waiting for my kill streaks. And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in Modern Warfare 3 right now. Lately, I've been trying to rush around a lot more, and just play a lot more fast-paced in general. But I have like a minute to cover up my other. Or, you know, I'm just gonna save my other hobbies for next time. So, you know, I pick up the MOAB right here. Like I said, it's really campy. I kind of sit in that corner a second. But this commentary is wrapping up. So, you know, if you liked the video, like always, hit the like button. If you didn't, don't hesitate to dislike it. I always love feedback. I have an Mp5 MOAB that I posted not too long ago that I don't know how many you've seen because YouTube was messing up. So check that out if you'd like. But until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.
Escort airdrop on the way.